we get your opinion on this first story? Because fans couldn't help but notice Gisele Bündchen showed a lot of love on Father's Day for her husband, Joaquin Valente, with whom she shares a 1-year-old son, as well as her own father. But nothing for her ex, a little guy named Tom Brady. May know him. He is the father of her 2 other children. Gisele wrote on Instagram, "Happy Father's Day, Joaquin. Thank you for leading by example and for the values you embody. Love, humility, integrity, discipline, kindness, and consistency. You are an incredible role model. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there." Brooklyn Heights, is this petty, or is this just, you know, loving on the man who is the father of your baby right now?
Betty. That lady knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah.
She knew exactly what she was doing. And you know what? It's her right.
Yes, it's her right. She can be petty.
She can be petty if she can feel the way she feels, and if she can say Happy Father's Day to some people and not to the others.
But do you think like that maybe like I couldn't help but notice that like Nicole Kidman, who had her recent split from Keith Urban, that she and she I don't think she wanted that split necessarily. I mean, the rumors may be otherwise, but she posted a dedication to him, even though they're no longer together. Is that not the nice way to go, at least for the kids?
Yes.
For the children.
It is, and that's her right to be nice. But if she wanted to be petty, let her be petty.
You're right. She can do whatever she wants.
She can do what she wants.
She's a 45-year-old supermodel. She can do whatever she wants. But this message tells me 2 things about her. First of all, even at her big age, it shows it's a kind of a lack of maturity. I'm sorry, it's a little high school for you to have children who are aware of the situation and go out of your way to not mention their father on Father's Day. Because Tom, from what we see on social media, he's a present father who has a decent relationship with his children. So I think she should have at least acknowledged that. You may not be happy about the relationship, but you did have one. And the other thing I think is even more alarming, I think that she's still in love with him. Because I'll tell you what. Hear me out. There is not an ex I have that I could drum up an ounce of care for what they do.
That is interesting.
There's not one ex I have that I could be like, I'm leaving you out. Honey, I wish you all the best, and I really mean that. So the fact that she is being so petty, to me, says that you still care. And if I'm Joaquin, the new husband, I'm like, so we got married, we have a baby, and you're still finding time to be petty with your ex? I'm gonna put this, I'm not leaving, because I'm, you know, where am I going? But I am filing this in the back of my mind going, okay, you still have feelings.
That is interesting, because there are types of petty that I love. I love, like, sort of a quiet petty, a human petty, but this petty does feel deliberate. It feels staged to actually hurt him. Do you know what I mean? It feels very much...
it was very intentional.
Yeah, very intentional.
Something happened behind closed doors, I think, for her to do this.
Or in front of open doors.
Or in front of open doors.
And I will say this, I hate to say this, but not all guys are great dads. And so, I mean, I know it could be breaking news. And the other part is, I know it's shocking news here. We also don't know what we don't know. There's one thing about a social media post, but they still have to co-parent their children together. So she's interfacing and I guess she's mingling with him from time to time in front of the children. So I think, I look at her and think, yeah, it is petty, but also we don't know what we don't know. What we do know is that she said things about Joaquin that I think she was intentionally saying Tom does not possess. So, is it petty? Yes, or is it a mother who has been the lead caregiver for all their children since they have been together? I'm not done. And the point is this, if he's out there in the streets as Tom is, he's out there hooking up with people like Alex Earl, who is 25 younger.
I know,
You all know this. She is 25 years younger, which is his right. They're divorced.
He can do whatever he wants.
But Gisele is still parenting their children. So she has the right to say, Joaquin has the values that matter to me in a father, and maybe, Tom, you don't.
Yes, but Tom also... Does it change anyone's mind that back in May, Tom posted a tribute to Gisele? He said thank you to all the amazing mothers.
Thank you for raising our children for my entire career.
I know, but I hear what you're saying,
quid
because
pro quo,
if there is pettiness going on behind the scenes, he rose to the occasion. He was the adult to say, I'm still going to acknowledge you. Even though we might be having our own issues, I'm going to Michelle Obama this situation, and when they go low, I'm going to go high, and I think Gisele should have done this. He can do whatever he wants to.
I hate to break it to you, because there's always this option, which is don't post anything at all.
There's that.
We're going to move on to the soccer world now, because Belgian player Jérémy Doku says he'll leave the World Cup if they're in the quarterfinals to be with his wife at the birth of their first child. Yeah. So that decision was actually met with fierce criticism from a female journalist who wrote in a French sports publication, quote, "You're living out a childhood dream and yet you're gonna walk away from it all to attend the birth of your child? A disgusting moment, if you'll pardon the expression, where the dad is completely useless." Anyways, is it fair for him, do we think, to leave the World Cup for the birth of his first child?
Yes.
You know what's really interesting about this woman and her comments? I just finished watching this documentary about this very famous Brazilian soccer player, Ronaldinho, and he has won every award. He got all the contracts. He played for all the top teams. And when they asked him in the documentary, do you have any regrets? He said, I only have one, and that was I wasn't there for the birth of my son.
Oh, wow.
So it was interesting for a veteran to say that, looking back on his career. And then modern day, we have this 24-year-old player who's like, I really need to be there for the birth of my child. And for him to be getting the blowback, which probably kept Ronaldinho from making that choice 20-something years ago. So it's like the more things change, the more things stay the same. But it reminded me, we had a great conversation a couple weeks ago about men experiencing postpartum depression. And it is scientifically backed. We had such a great conversation. And the funny thing is, most people had never heard of it. And it almost was like people weren't taking it seriously. And it kind of goes with this conversation where we still don't value men when it comes to their partnership and their part in parenthood, which is really sad because we know that they are equal part. It's important for him to be there. He's 24. There will be lots of soccer matches. He will only see the birth of his child once.
And this woman, I don't know that she's ever had children. I was in the hospital, and you don't know what's going to happen during childbirth. And I had to go in for an emergency C-section. I had been there for hours, all day, and then all of a sudden things took a turn. If Ryan wasn't there and I had to go to emergency surgery, I don't know what I would have done. And guess what happened? Because when you have a C-section, you're as high as a kite, friends. And when baby comes out, I couldn't do skin to skin because I was under surgery. Guess who was the first who did skin to skin? It was my husband. Yeah. So you don't know that that's major surgery, and he was there with Marqueza because I was recovering for 5 days, and it had to be my husband. Skin to skin. Skin to skin. What do you think about this?
I think leaving a huge moment in your life for another huge moment in your life is completely valid. And this only happens when it's the birth of your first child. You are putting your family first. You're putting your wife first. You're letting her know that she is your queen and that she comes first in your life.
So why do you think people were so upset about this?
Because people are crazy.
That's true.
I don't know if you've noticed, but people are insane.
Yeah.
Like to even question this.
There is this growing cultural concern to put men and women sort of back in their old roles.
Yeah.
It is growing, and that's why I appreciate him saying this out loud in this particular moment.
Yes.
Good
for him.
His priorities are straight.
And his coach having his back, because people ask the coach, what do you think? The coach was like, who do you think gave him the permission to go?
Yeah.
And he asked the reporter who asked him, he's like, do you have any children? Obviously not, because if you had kids, you wouldn't be asking me that question. So,
yes.
love that he's backed up.
Loves it.
Yeah.
I love saying this, the future Mr. Taylor Swift. Okay, fine, that's Travis Kelce. He looked bubbly and happy celebrating his bachelor party at NASCAR in San Diego on Sunday. Now, Travis and his friends were also spotted partying in LA a little earlier in the week. Now, for us common folk, though, should bachelor or bachelorette parties be a multi-day or multi-night event, Brooklyn?
Who's paying for it?
Yeah!
Who's paying for it? Because if you're paying for it, absolutely. If I'm paying for it, no. We're going to Milestones.
During happy hour.
During happy hour.
Yes, baby.
And then we're going to go for a happy hour drink.
Yep.
And I'm going to be like, I'm so happy for you.
And then
this
thank
is
you
great.
very much.
Yeah, I'll see you at your wedding.
Exactly.
Yeah. But like in this economy, let's not get crazy. You know?
And it does feel, even with weddings, like there's so many components now to it. It's not just the wedding, it's the bachelor or bachelorette party, it's the showers, it's the pre-dinner before the wedding, it's the after brunch. Weddings are starting to feel more like a conference.
Yes.
Like
absolutely.
like a celebration of
And
love.
it's stressful.
Yeah, you know the part I really don't like? I know sometimes you just have to blend all your friends, but I have no interest in sitting next to your coworker and your third cousin at some dinner where I'm trying to guess all kinds
small
of...
talk.
And the games. It's the games to me that break me.
Let's stop
Can
those.
we stop with those
No
games
one
and the
likes
hats?
them.
Nobody enjoys that.
The
And I'm
matching outfits.
Thank you. It's too much. But you know what? You make a good point, Brooklyn, because it's all about money. Because if you're a regular person, listen, I love love and I'm happy for my friends when they get engaged. But this idea that you think I got thousands or hundreds of dollars to shell out because you fell in love, honey, I don't have it. My check-in statement say I don't have it.
I'm a
With
little-
Travis, with Travis, I'm down for it. Because you know why? Because he's rich.
gonna pay.
And I know there's a private jet involved. So
Yeah.
if you got
Oh.
Travis money,
Yeah.
honey, I'm going to all the things because of your brand partnership.
Confused though. I'm a little bit confused because the convention, at least when I got married, is other people throw those parties for you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I did have multi-events. I had 3 wedding showers, and then I decided to have a 4th.
Sorry, I take it back what
and
I said.
then, no, it's
So
fine.
wait a minute,
To each their own,
other people
right?
paid for, so like
Yes.
your mom paid for one.
So
and
there
then-
was a wedding shower with this particular group, and so that group throws it
Oh,
for
honey,
you.
then yes.
And then, you know, so and to your point, Andrea, there's different groups, and so I don't do well when all my groups mix together. I feel very
We don't do well
torn.
either.
But you know, but for me, it's other people's well wishes. They want to throw you a shower. That's how it was when I was getting married. Am I wrong about this?
No,
Who's
you know
throwing
what?
it
No,
for
but
you?
I think
It's
where
just
that
like
gets
a
me
really-
pressure is like the last time when I was a maid of honor, I remember feeling I didn't make a lot of money, and I felt the pressure of having to do that. So anyway, none of us are making Travis money, so this is kind of a moot point. But it is worth considering what age and stage of life your
Yes.
person.
Patrick Mahomes' money is good
Fair,
money.
that's what I'm saying.
It's good. It's
Okay,
good money.
moving on. A columnist for The Cut is arguing that every teenager should experience working in the service industry. She says that's where you learn valuable professional lessons. So the audience agrees, but do we agree? What do you guys think?
Yes.
Do you think so?
Absolutely. It teaches you empathy. It teaches you patience.
Yes.
It teaches you teamwork.
Yep.
It teaches you when you're on that side, when you're dealing with, when you're then the customer, you're looking at that person and being like, oh, I know what you're going through.
Yeah.
I know how hard your day
Yep.
is.
But don't you think you can learn that through other? Like I had the same thought. I'll say this past weekend, my son and I, he's 13. We were driving, doing a long road trip, and so we drove up to a fast food, drive-in. And I said to him, I was like, one day you might be working here, and he was like, no way. And I said, what do you mean no way? Like, what do you think that you're better than this? You're not. But then he said to me, no, Mom, like I play bass guitar. I would much rather busk or teach younger kids how to play guitar. I feel like I can learn all the same skills that way. And he was so calm and measured. I was like, well, I can't really argue with that.
Yes.
So I think the question is, can you learn it doing drag? Like you could learn all kinds of skills doing different kinds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
will people pay for it? I don't doubt your son's skills. Your son is gifted. He's the best son in the world. But I think with the service industry, it's you make an excellent point. You do, because now I'm just
reconsidering.
reconsidering all
Okay.
of my points, because all of the things that teaches you to work particularly with other people, the teamwork aspect, the money management aspect of it, the multitasking aspect. Maybe you could learn it from teaching other kids bass. Maybe.
But he would still be in service to the students who he'd be
So
teaching,
maybe it is
right?
service.
Oh,
Maybe it is
I like what you just
service.
did.
It's appointments, it's patience, it's still the same thing because he
Bookkeeping?
would be the yes.
Yeah.
So
he
is
would
it
have all
any
those
job? Like, I think we're all saying the same thing.
Just
It's
get a job.
Get a job.
Get
a
him
job.
in the house.
Get a job.
I
Get
think
a
it should-
job. Yeah.
Right?
I get, like in some countries, like you have to go to the army for 2 years.
Yes.
I think it should be like 6 months mandatory work in a restaurant, 6 months
Yeah.
mandatory work at a front desk at a hotel, work at a front desk at an
Here's
airline.
the challenge. I think you're absolutely right. We came from the generation where it was normal for the 16-year-olds to have jobs. These days, the kids are not doing that. It's not as normal.
No.
But I think we should, I just lost my thought, and it was going to be a good one.
Okay, wait, let me make a point so you can have time to catch on to yours. I say they can have those jobs, but I don't know if you guys are noticing. I'm going into stores, I'm going into restaurants, and I'm still seeing people who work there scrolling through their phones. And I'm like, when I was in customer service, everything had to be in the back or you got fired. Now you send it in front of the cash, and I have to be like, excuse me, when you're done scrolling on your
I remember my
Instagram.
point. Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
Right?
And my point was that unemployment is so high among young people because those entry-level jobs are disappearing. So when it used to be us doing the cashier work, now it's the self-checkout that you just beep yourself. Like
that's true.
those jobs are disappearing.
And adults
because-
are taking those
and
jobs.
Other adults are taking those jobs. Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay. All right. Well, we solved that problem.
You're welcome.
We did. I think we did.
All right, so let's dive into our next one. A colorful scandal seems to be playing out here in Ontario. Attorney General Doug Downey and MPP David Smith posted several pictures from Ford Fest on Saturday, like this one, showing people in support of Premier Doug Ford wearing blue shirts near the front of the crowds. But the Toronto Star is reporting that most of the crowd was protesting the provincial government wearing purple Ontario public sector employees' union shirts. Okay, so the question is, does it surprise you that manipulation tactics might be in play here, or is this just par for the course? Brooklyn, I'm going to throw this one to you first.
Nothing surprises me anymore. Good for you. Nothing surprises me. No, I think this is very par for the course. And I also think we're in a day and age where there's so much AI, there's so much fake news out there. It should be the law that if you post a picture on social media, it should say this photo has been altered, except for Photoshop of my face. Yeah. Except for that, but everything else.
I'm shocked, and I know that there's been no official word from Doug Ford's camp as of yet, but if it is true that somebody on his team doctored these photos, it feels like something that you'd see out of an American politician's playbook.
Oh, yeah.
I always think we're better than that.
It feels like 1984 George Orwell gets thrown around a lot lately, but I will say here it fits. Like when the government is telling you what you saw and what you heard, because there were boos. People, those protesters who are striking workers were booing so loud that you couldn't hear what he was saying. So if you're telling the public that what you saw and heard, in fact, isn't true, that's so dark, and we should be insulted. Every person in Ontario should feel insulted. Like, you think we're so dumb, we're so numb, or we're so distracted that we wouldn't notice or care?
And who else should be insulted are the people who were there. Those are striking Ontario workers.
Who turned their back on Doug Ford.
If you look at that picture, they actually were like, while he was speaking, they had protested by turning their back to him. Those are 4,000 workers. It's also who is striking right now, and it is people who work with the most vulnerable in Ontario. It is people with disabilities. It is children. It is people who work at women's shelters. Like, if you're going to mess around with the truth, it makes me realize the only way a democracy thrives is when you allow real journalism to thrive. So shout out to Toronto Star. Because this is where journalism matters. You've got to hold their feet to the fire, because that was a drone shot. Give me the raw footage, Doug Ford. Raw footage.
If it's a mistake, show us the raw footage.
The worst part of it is just that also I fear that when Doug Ford's camp does come out with a statement, they'll use it to explain it away by, it was just an accident, or a junior staffer did this or something.
Throw somebody else under the bus.
Yeah.
Okay, but if they acknowledge and they apologize, will we accept the apology?
No.
Only if they say what we did was wrong.
Okay, you need them to be accountable.
What we did was wrong, and it won't happen again.
Well, there you
we
go.
Will not
We're waiting.
Alter reality again.
Yeah, we're waiting for that answer. We're waiting, Doug.
We're waiting.
We'll forgive, but we won't forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Brooklyn, you're here looking fabulous for so many reasons, but one of the big ones is that we are sharing the big news, which is the debut of Canada's Drag Race All-Star.
The screen.
Come on!
Rebecca.
I don't even know. Like,
yes.
Wow.
Okay, if this is not a tease, I don't know what is. Okay, so Crave has announced the lineup for the season that will bring together a lot of those that you saw. 9 fan favorites for a second shot at the crown. We saw queens there like Aurora Matrix, Michaela Couture, Jada Shada Hudson. We love Jada Hudson, Juice Box, and so much more. Okay, give us a little tea besides the fact that that sizzle reel was sizzling hot.
Oh, this season is sizzling hot. I can tell you every single episode is a home run. Every single one. Incredible lip syncs, incredible performances, twists and turns, drama, things you like, heartbreak, things you just don't see coming. It's all in here. And like, we've waited so long for this. This is our first All-Stars. And we have such an incredible crop of queens to choose from that it was just magic.
It's time.
And having Jimbo and Priyanka there on the judging panel with me. Yes, making history with the first all-drag judging panel for the show.
Wow.
And it was so much fun. The energy was electric. They did such a great job. We were throwing so much shade at each other. We just sat there with umbrellas the whole time.
That's the way we like it.
Yes.
That's the way we like it. Brooklyn, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming back.
Oh, anytime. I love all of you.
We love you. Happy Pride, of course.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Happy Pride.
Can I say one thing? Remember, it is Pride, and remember that joy is a form of protest.
Oh. Yes. I love that. Oh, I like that. Oh, that just gave me shivers. Okay, we want to tell everybody watching, all the fun begins on Crave's original series, Canada's Drag Race All-Stars. It premieres Thursday, July the 9th. When?
Thursday, July 9th.
Yeah, I'm just taking a page out of Brooklyn's book there. 9 p.m. Eastern with new episodes streaming Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Crave.